Copy. Paste.
A decision not to award a penalty for one of those ones where the goalkeeper kicks it, rolls it along, and the player kicks it up and puts it down. Tyrone Mings got sent off for it a few years ago for Aston Villa. Barcelona have complained to UEFA about that, asked for VAR footage. Do you think they're obviously acutely aware that there's almost a kind of a game within a game going on here with the little antics and the little sort of things that just to turn the sort of tide their way?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a penalty last week. I think, like we said with Aston Villa a couple of years ago, the UEFA had set a precedent, and that to me is once the keeper kicks it.
The 6-yard box, because he's wanting approval to run with the ball and start to play. So it should have been a penalty kick.
It's the Aston Villa one where it comes out, Tyrone Mings picks it up,
yeah,
and it's a penalty. And it's at the time it was like, oh, that's a bit strange, but you see it so often now, at the weekends where the keeper will pick it up and roll it to the guy, and then he will start. And once he starts it with his foot, I think it's a penalty.
And he was sent off that time, and that's why Barcelona they were up in arms about it. So I wonder the whole tone of this game. Obviously, referees will be under pressure, etc. But Barcelona, as an attacking force, their strikers will be under pressure to deliver this evening, Brian, won't they? We talked about it before the break there. We looked at the Barca team. Big cause to leave out Rashford and Lewandowski, bring in Fermin Lopez and Ferran Torres. Having said that, they did create the chances last week, didn't they?
Yeah, like Rashford had numerous chances in the match. This is just one of them early in the game. He actually had one before that as well. And it was just the quality of his finishing let him down. Just in this case, could he have taken a bit earlier, a less heavy touch, might have squeezed it in. This was a great attempt on goal. He actually had, I think, 7 attempts on goal. But overall in the match, there was no shortage of opportunities, but you need to take them at this level. This one, Araujo comes on as a substitute, gets a chance for a header. Now he's falling backwards. They won't get that many opportunities where it's going to be about headed goals, not with the lack of physicality in the team they're playing tonight. This is a great breakaway. And I said earlier, they played with great courage when they were down to 10 men, kept going forward.
For the entire second half, it's worth mentioning.
They did late on. After they conceded the second goal in the 70th minute, they did tire a bit. They lost a bit of heart. But overall, they continued to try to press with the 10 men and play in the style of their tradition. And I think they will try and play the same way tonight and have a go. But there's a danger they lose a third goal. You asked me last week how do I think it'll go. I said I thought Atletico would win over the 2 legs. I still think that.
We're going to find out if you were right very soon, Brian, because we're almost ready to go in Madrid after this kick-off at the Metropolitano.
You have a pint, girl? Sure can always take the quiet road home, huh?
I played the guitar. Do you want me back to football?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just need apologies on one of these lads.
got ahead. So far, Murray.
This match is brought to you by FedEx, UEFA Champions League official partner.
Ready to go at the Metropolitano. Big night for Lamine Yamal and co. Can he produce his magic this evening? They certainly hope not. And in 20 knockout stage games at the Metropolitano and in their former home, the Calderon, Atletico have never lost. They're looking to eliminate Barca at the quarter-final stage for the third time. In the two previous occasions they reached the final. Brian thinks, Richard, they're going to do it. Do you agree?
I find it difficult to write off Barcelona. I know last week Atletico went there having never won under Simeone, so Barcelona are coming here with the similar sort of record and the difficulties that entails and stuff. They've got so much attacking talent. You said 130 goals this season. They're definitely going to create chances. It's just if they can get that first goal.
Okay. Fight for the jersey, the words on the banner in the Metropolitano. That's the theme for tonight. Let's get to the action. Our commentary team, Damien Delaney, Dave McIntyre.
Thank you, Tommy. Good evening, everyone. Well, history would dictate that on the face of it, it's going to take a monumental performance of Barcelona to advance to the semi-final of the Champions League after that damaging first leg defeat. But they won't have to spend too long sourcing belief. They're well capable of turning this around. They've won 5 of their last 6 visits to the Estadio Metropolitano, and they have played some brilliant football in this competition this season. One thing's for sure, Atleti and Diego Simeone will have to work hard for this one, and it should be another fascinating showdown between two clubs who meet for the 6th time this season. The previous 5 fixtures have delivered an awful lot of goals and plenty of entertainment. A raucous crowd at the Metropolitano. One change in the Atletico side at the start of the first leg. Clement Longley replaces the injured David Hanchko. Otherwise, it's as you were. In midfield, Koke and Llorente returned with Giuliano Simeone and Ademola Lookman either side of them. And Alvarez, who got the brilliant free kick last week, and Antoine Griezmann, they are the attacking pair. In goal, it remains Juan Musso, despite the fact that, as you can see in the top left of your picture, Jan Oblak is fit and is part of the matchday squad. Perhaps Simeone just not feeling the risk was big enough or worth taking to bring what is one of the best goalkeepers in the world back into the starting 11. 4 changes for Barca, 1 enforced. The suspended Pau Cubarsí replaced by Gavi in midfield, with Eric Garcia dropping back into central defence alongside Gerard Martin in defence. Dani Olmo and Fermin Lopez both brought into the side as well. Ferran Torres preferred to Robert Lewandowski in attack. He did score twice, Torres, in the win in the Barcelona derby over Espanyol at the weekend. Alongside me for the evening is Damien Delaney. It's very hard to write Barcelona off, as Richard Dunn was saying, David. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, first of all, I'm just hoping for a proper rip-roaring tie. I think it is going to be gripping. The tie is so finely balanced. Barcelona will be pushing to get themselves back in it, but that then leaves them open to be counter-attacked by this Atletico Madrid team who defended so well last week. With the likes of Julian Alvarez and Ademola Lookman and Simeone, the counter-attack is certainly something they'll lean heavily on.
Over 3,500 Barcelona fans in the stadium tonight. Maybe more than that. That's the official number ticket-wise. And they won here just 2 weeks ago, 2-1 in La Liga. Atletico Madrid with such a big gap to 5th place in the league, 11 points now over Betis, that they've pretty much written off some of those league games. All 10 outfield players left out for the defeat to Sevilla here at the weekend, as Yamal goes on an early run and brings an early save out of Juan Musso, who just 30 seconds in, perhaps already justifying his continued inclusion.
Yeah, Barcelona signalling their intent right from the off, and it's the main man, Lamine Yamal, driving at the heart of the defence, tries to arc it into that far corner, and as you said, Musso justifying a starting position already.
Here's the subsequent corner kick, headed away by Griezmann. And one back by Olmo. Well, Yamal is in brilliant form. A goal and a couple of assists at the weekend of that win over Espanyol. And he almost turned this tie upside down in the opening few seconds. Olmo. Barcelona will feel if they can remain with...
ज़्यादा खो गया
And
मगर
inside to Adamola, Lookman. Really good challenge on him. Koke Tiger in for some 90-minute spell.
Now the counter-pressing from Barcelona, trying to win it back high up the pitch when Pedri gave it away, and that counter-attack I mentioned at the top of the show. Atletico Madrid streaming away. Barcelona did manage to get bodies back. As you said, they brilliant opening couple of minutes.
Simeone, son of the manager, will take this throw-in. Away by Olmo. Atletico went out of defeat, as Tommy said, in a Champions League knockout tie in their old ground since 1997. 29 years ago, beaten by Ajax. Again, it was a quarter-final second leg. Rizzi getting the better of Fermin Lopez, who snaps into the tackle. A proper cup tie feel to this already. Well, they've scored so many goals under that man in this competition, 73 in total, more than any other side since Hansi Flick took charge, and they're going to need several tonight.
Yeah, when the Tichis came in earlier tonight, there was a couple of raised eyebrows. No Marcus Rashford, who was brilliant last week. No Lewandowski, and any team that needs a goal doesn't start Lewandowski.
मेरा नेट मुझे धोखा नहीं दे सकता
To back from Llorente.
I think the team that Barca have gone with tonight,
Mistake from long way, and Yamal is through, makes no mistake this time! The former Barcelona loanee, Clement Longley, with a dreadful mistake, has
Come
been
back
brought
soon.
into the side tonight. Yamal missed his first chance, he wasn't going to need another one.
my goodness, what a mistake. I mentioned that they were primed, they were ready, they were warned that the kitchen sink was coming. And it's a catastrophic mistake from Longley. He had so many other options. Lamine Yamal gambled, read it. The break came his way, and he's played on such of Musa. My goodness, what a start.
His 6th goal and his 10th goal involvement in 10 Champions League appearances this season. That's what it meant to Eric Garcia and Juan Garcia. Well, he'd already fired the warning shot. It wasn't heeded, and he's made them pay now. And Atletico Madrid look very nervy. And that man even more animated than he usually is, and that's saying something. 6 of his 8 wins over Barcelona as a manager have come here. They're behind already.
Probably just what the tie needed as well. Atletico Madrid were hoping to get further than they got before conceding. And now they really have the wind in their sails, Barcelona.
Olmo abed rule
Gerard Martin. Marcelo just trying to dab one down that left-hand side towards Fermin Lopez, who will try and provide some width on the left flank in the absence of both Rashford, who's on the bench, and Rafinha, who's injured.
Yeah, let's go back to my earlier point about that selection. It's hard to get a word in such as the pace of the game, but I always felt that Lewandowski last week playing up against the centre-backs, Rashford playing up against him as well, played into Atletico's hands in the league game previous, because this is their third meeting in the last 2 weeks. They played with Dani Olmo as a false nine, they played with Ferran Torres, so all those attacking players are just off that defensive line. Creates a little bit of instability.
A little bit of space in front of Molina. He's got Simeone closer to Griezmann, wants it through the middle.
नहीं,
Didn't
good
get his head up
one.
quickly enough, the
Clear
Argentinian
cut.
fullback, because the French one would have been clean through with the right pass.
It was on, you're right, it was just a split second too late. But give credit, I think it was Eric Garcia got back in for the interception. With the right pass there, would have had Griezmann away.
And it's now 2 clean sheets in the last 10 home games for Atletico Madrid. They are vulnerable. Missing Manuel Jimenez is still injured. And obviously lost David Hanchko to injury last week. Marco Pubil, who came off the bench in the first leg, picked up a yellow card. He's suspended. He started at the weekend. Longley, arguably their 5th choice centre-back, is the man who's made the mistake.
Yeah, I think that mistake was an accumulation of pressure. Barcelona started so well, he was expecting the press, he panicked, and he tried to play a pass back to his goalkeeper without looking, but again, that's because Barcelona set such a good tempo from the off, forced that error.
The long throw was flicked on. Alvarez, back out to Lookman! Well, he tried to do everything in as much of a hurry as he possibly could.
2 goal और
I wonder, could he hit it first
फिर
time?
नाचूगा.
Coming onto his right foot, we're going to see it here. It just breaks his way.
Kunde Luke.
Breaks, Alvarez picks him out. But I just think that touch there with his right foot, trying to get onto his left foot, falls a little bit awkward, and there's that replay. Gambles brilliantly, Lamine Yamal. And Lenormand is playing him onside, but again, brilliant pass from Ferran Torres.
Atletico will be fully aware, speaking of clean sheets, that it's 14 games in this competition without one for Barcelona. Yamal, first time ball towards Dani Olmo. Musa with a big block.
And he slipped as well.
दो काम एक साथ क्यों करने पड़ रहे मुझे?
2 passes, it's absolutely side Atletico.
कैसे मिस किया इसने?
Dani Olmo through one-on-one. I'm going to see on this replay here the little slip from Musa.
अब replay तो दिखा दो.
Been given away by Pedri of all people. Lookman wants it played early. Griezmann hasn't quite managed to pick him out. It's really well defended by Koundé.
A brilliant turn of pace for Koundé to get back goal side.
Lookman, force Rougerie wide. And Koke with the volley was caught in the air. It's gone out for a corner. Atletico now starting to ask some questions of their own.
Yeah, Griezmann tried to feed that ball on the back of the Barcelona defence, and Lookman did seem to be on, but Koundé, a superb turn of pace to get back and cover it off. Heavy collision there between Koke and Pedri, and that's that save from Musa, who done really well to get that big left hand up.
I'm not sure there was a deflection off that volley from Koke. Atletico may have been fortunate to he awarded the corner kick. It'll be Griezmann with an in-swinger. And here it comes towards that back post. Ferran Torres with the ball headed back towards his own 6-yard box.
अरे मुझे बात करनी है थोड़ी.
Can't make anything of it.
Getting a couple of siders at Atletico. It has been all Barcelona in this opening 10 minutes, but a couple of little times they turn that ball over the correct pass. They will feel there is a goal here for them tonight, Atletico. I think they will need a goal or two if they come through this tie. Garcia started in central midfield last week. He
is at the heart of the Barcelona defence this evening. Marcelo for Pedri.
Goals up positions there that Ferran Torres picks up that, you know, Lewandowski was up against the centre-backs last week. Just those little half spaces in front of the back four, very, very difficult for them to track down.
में क्यों खेल रहा है?
Played by Koke. Good straight for Griezmann, and he somehow laid it off to Alvarez. Back to Griezmann it goes. A player who could be playing in Europe tonight for the last time for this club. Llorente went down. The ball was certainly won by Barcelona, but maybe the follow-through caught Llorente. May have been Eric Garcia. It was.
Yeah, I think he blocked it, but you're right. I think the follow-through is what the referee gave it for. I think they've responded well, Atletico. They've settled a little bit. Manager there telling the players just to calm down.
Never cut too calm of a figure himself on the sideline. Koke trying to play one over the top towards Simeone. Out by Koundé. Alvarez will try with a corner. He will not. Only Griezmann in the penalty area. Rijeri. Longley looks very jittery in possession. Musso guides one out wide to Simeone.
That right wing, Simeone loves that run from right wing all the way across the defensive line and ducking in behind.
Rijeri.
Such a good intensity from Barcelona when they don't have the ball. Another replay of that beautiful Lamine Yamal finish. Anytime an Atletico player gets on the ball, someone from Barcelona is snapping in to get his head down.
Well, here he is, Yamal. He's already the 8th goal. Strong challenge.
Let's go. Let's go.
Hit in the background here. Was he pushed over by Longley? He was, but no whistle. Lookman for Koke. What a frantic start it's been. Rijeri.
There's not a moment's piece on the ball for any Atletico player. Anytime it's nearest one goal, press, close, try and get it back as quickly as possible.
Gavi. Almost a year to the day since his last Champions League start, Gavi. April 15th, 2025. And it was also a quarter-final second leg, a defeat to Borussia Dortmund. Llorente. Simeone. Space for Lookman if he could be found. Not this time. Perhaps Rijeri will find his former Atalanta teammate. Lookman now up against Koundé. Two speedsters against each other. Llorente. Rijeri plays it in early, away by Garcia. Koke, as Atletico look to pile some pressure on Barcelona here.
There's not many options on, they're going backwards. Long way back to the goalkeeper again. I think it's his 3rd or 4th time.
Roma for Koke, who dropped deep to get this attack up and running. Rijeri. Musso could do for the goal, but he's made 2 other very important saves already. This one of 2 Champions League quarter-final second legs ongoing tonight. Tonight we'll bring you the highlights from the other one. Liverpool taking on PSG at Anfield. That's after this game on Virgin Media 2. And then tomorrow we're live from the Emirates Stadium. Join us from 7:30 as Arsenal look to finish the job they started in Lisbon as they take on Sporting tomorrow on Virgin Media 2.
Such a frantic opening 15 minutes. The first sort of lull. Atletico were allowed to keep the ball for a few passes. Now Barcelona having a period of dominance of the ball.
They wanted Lookwood to go long, he's pulled wide.
Such a clever ball. I think it was Pedri trying to slip Ferran Torres in, and just a width of a stud. Here we're going to see it. Just from Lerner Armand just to get his right boot out. Again, look at that flat back 5. No one really to mark. All the players are just off it. Dani Olmo, Ferran Torres, Pedri now. Just trying to tempt him out, tempt a little gap for those runs in behind. All those players coming short, looking for a defeat. There you go, there you go. Players just jumping out. The little gaps they're looking for.
Gavi, Koundé, led off by Torres. Pedri couldn't quite find Torres again.
It's brilliant stuff there, it really, really is. That little ball into the pocket, it gets bounced out, and then there's a third man run from midfield. But they're trying to slip in. Now it's Atletico's chance to try and counter.
It's an important tackle by Pedri on Alvarez there for Ashley. Yamal couldn't find Olmo.
I think he went down there more in hope than anything else.
Here by Koundé. Llorente went in very hard on Gavi and Pedri. Yamal wins it back for Olmo. Lovely turn from him. Cancelo. Olmo. Ferran Torres. Eric Garcia. By Gerard Martin. Cancelo run made ahead of him by Fermin Lopez. Back for Pedri. Koundé. A rare mistake from Yamal.
Just watching the Atletico centre-backs, the 3 that are in there. Every time a ball goes into a pocket, one of them jumps out, and there's that gap they're looking to create. Ball gets set, and then there's a third man who runs straight into it. As I said, it's very, very similar to the league game from a couple of weeks ago where Barcelona won.
It's time to watch the match
last week when he
properly.
went with Lewandowski up front because they were so successful in that league game. He'll be a very, very happy man, Hansi Flick.
Gavi. I wonder what percentage of the instructions Simeone Barnes, David, are actually heard.
very little. I think he's almost just trying to give his players energy, give them enthusiasm. When you look over your manager and he is so energetic, players will feed off that.
Here's Griezmann. Curls one wide to Ademola Lookman. Gonna take on Koundé. Back across! Griezmann made a really good run across the front post, insisting it should be a corner.
Oh, he arrived so quick at that near post, Griezmann. Brilliant feat from Lookman just to slow down Koundé. A little step over, stops him dead, whips it across to the near post, and he arrives bang on cue, and he's dead right. It is a corner.
It was on target, wasn't it?
It was probably more than likely going to creep in, but the timing, the arrival, just a creep. It's probably going to go through the goalkeeper's legs, if anything.
What a brilliant piece of defending from Gerard Martin. Olmo, clever ball inside, and Ferran Torres shielded the ball well. Lopez looking to win in off the back of Molina. The referee had a long hard look at that one.
Just a natural coming together there, nothing to it. Correct decision.
Atletico have only lost 6 games here since the start of last season, but half of those have been to Barcelona. That's awful for Griezmann.
Come on.
It's Longley saving the day. Olmo from Pedri. Olmo again. Oh, fishes one through for Torres! Barcelona have taken total charge of this second leg, and with 23 minutes gone in the Metropolitano are already level in the tie.
It's incredible finish, incredible move. We said it was an awful pass just a little earlier from Griezmann. It was. But Barcelona are forcing those errors, and he can tell his players to calm down all he wants. And they're just creating a wall of pressure where there's no out for any Atletico player. They win it back high up the pitch. Beautiful pass from Dani Olmo. Brilliant take on the half turn from Ferran Torres. Gets it out of his feet with his right foot. Smashes it with his left foot across the goalkeeper into the top corner. Musa, no chance. But it's been a hell of a start for Barcelona.
Well, Ferran Torres had scored 1 goal in 18 for club and country before last weekend, and now he's got 3 goals in 2. Rewarded for his performance at the weekend. Again, it's given away by Longley. Yamal with the outside of the boot. Musa with another brilliant save. And Barcelona so close to taking the lead in the tie. Trouble for Fermin Lopez. He got a real bang there.
Again, it's Longley with a cheap one. There does seem to be a lot of blood coming out of his face.
एक प्लेयर गया.
Out of his nose, but again, Longley with a cheap giveaway. But Barcelona are capitalising as soon as they win that ball back. Their first look is forward. Lamine Yamal just bends him the outside of his left foot. The boot just catches him on the way up. Completely accidental. It's a brilliant save from Musso. The forces are coming together, and he's just got a couple of studs in his face.
And he already has Lopez, and he brought into tonight's game. The studs of Juan Musso have opened him up there.
Yeah, Atletico Madrid just need to use this couple of minutes just to steady themselves. Koke there just going around encouraging his players, telling everyone to stay calm. But they're under the most enormous pressure you could imagine in their home ground. And this could be a little blessing for Atletico. Just give them a chance to get their heart rates down, compose themselves. Gives the manager an opportunity possibly to make a change in shore them up, because at the minute they've been torn asunder by an intricate, delicate, beautiful Barcelona, epitomised beautifully by that goal, that almost through ball, and a beautiful take from Ferran Torres.
Well, he's not always first choice, Ferran Torres, but he does tend to deliver in the big games. That's his 19th goal of the season. It's just his 28th start. Well, Rashford getting warm just in case he's required to replace Fermin Lopez.
Have to regain their composure.
कौन सा देख रहा है भाई? कौन है?
It's been a hell of a 26
मैं किससे बात कर रहा हूँ अभी यहाँ पे?
To stay positive and keep thinking there is a goal there for them on the counter attack. When they win that ball back off Barcelona, Alvarez, Lookman, Griezmann, and they can go forward and score. Right now, the players there just having a look at the iPad of what happened. Hopefully he's been okay to continue.
And as you said, it is an opportunity for Atletico to reset. That extra touch that just got him separation from Longley. But it could have been 5 or 6. Muso's made 3 big saves from Yamal, from Olmo, and there from Fermin Lopez.
Yeah, I mean, they've caused them so many problems. The low block in the first leg at Camp Nou caused Barca so many problems because it was just trying to break down the wall and they just kept banging and banging. They couldn't do it. They got caught in a counter-attack. Yes, they were down to 10 men. But I think Hansi Flick has played a blinder here with team selection and his tactics.
Messi.
Fermin Lopez back at his feet. Yamal will shortly be back on his. This is how close it was. The run from Ferran Torres. Inches there. Just straying off.
He's got a great body position and it's the first touch just to keep his body between him and Lenormand. And the left foot finish was devastating.
Fermin Lopez bloodied and bruised, but shortly to return. Yamal with the corner. Flicks it on at that post to his Gavi, who was closest. Well, how do Atletico Madrid find a way into this time? Good touch by Yamal. Came off Griezmann. Longley, who's had a torrid opening half an hour. Seen out by Koundé.
Barcelona pressures and sets it at the minute. Can't get anything going in a forward direction.
First time ball for Griezmann was an excellent one. Llorente now towards Adamola. Lookman! Atletico strike back! A wonderful counter-attack. The instinctive passing vision of Griezmann. Llorente's ball was right on the money. And there was Lookman hoping that he's timed his run to perfection. And Atletico could well be back in front in the tie.
Oh my goodness, other commentators curses them in the middle of saying they can't get any forward progress and they can't get any momentum. 2 passes just stripped Barcelona apart. We didn't see it there in that replay, but the ball around the corner was absolutely brilliant to get Llorente away.
Useless. Koundé useless.
Play for Lookman Brilliant technique from Ludwig, keeps his eye on it the whole way, guides it past the goalkeeper. Yeah, that is brilliant stuff, brilliant response. And I do feel that injury break just gave Atletico Madrid
just to
regain their composure because they were all at sea.
Comeback mode on.
Ludwig's been a real threat down that left-hand side. He's had a good battle so far with Jules Koundé. At this time, that had promised so much in the build-up, just keeps giving and giving. Games without a clean sheet in this competition for Barcelona. And those sorts of stats will make it very hard to progress. Here's Ronaldo. A major positive is his presence.
Almost बेवकूफ का रास्ता रोकता है.
Only as far as Cancelo. Now they patched up Fermin Lopez. And that's through to Musso.
I'll say that injury was the first break in play. It came on 26 minutes, and it was just pretty much 26 minutes of wall-to-wall action. The game being played at a breakneck speed, and it just allowed everyone to regain their composure.
Run back by Pedri and kept in as well. Gerard Martin for Eric Garcia, and back it goes to Juan Garcia. Seems to be a bit more energy about Atletico.
एक सेकंड का बफर पूरी दुनिया बदल जाती है.
Brilliant team spirit, collectiveness. Because to be on the receiving end of what they were for the opening 26 minutes.
Nice.
Couldn't see a way back for them, but that's what good teams are made of. That's what they're built of. Is under the most intense pressure, the biggest scrutiny, and come up with the answers.
At the Metropolitano, they're still trailing on the night, but they've got their noses back in front overall. Pedri. Jamal wasn't expecting that one. Pedri was called a little late. Looking for a yellow card there, the Barcelona skipper. Here's Olmo. Lopez for Cancelo. And driven straight at Musso. Barca won 2-1 here just a couple of weeks ago. We're already at that point, 34 minutes in. Eric Garcia.
गेम ढीला कैसे पड़ गया.
Koundé for Jamal. Rides the challenge of Rougerie. Such wonderful balance and poise with the ball, but Alvarez didn't give up on it. Got back to win it back. Griezmann.
नहीं ऐसे फाउल ना.
He's a little unlucky there. Lamine Yamal was probably looking for a foul for the first one because Rougerie took a lump out of him. He managed to evade Rougerie and then was pushed off it.
Well, that was delightful for Griezmann, just dropping deep to nick things together, and he's another chance to do it here. Space for Simeone out wide, and of course Griezmann spotted him. Molina's made a run ahead of him. Back it goes for Koke. Alvarez, pirouette to the ball, finds Griezmann in a tight space. He holds on to it. So congested. Molina for Simeone, and he's overhit the return ball.
That was the right idea. Molina had a bit of daylight in front of him. It's too much on it. Just looking at the two centre-backs for Atletico Madrid at the top of the screen. No one really to mark. Everything's in front of them. They're trying to find those pockets of space. See Torres. Said before, it can be very unnerving as a centre-back when you've got no one to mark. You see Longley looking to jump out there, go to work.
Llorente, Koke, the two talismanic figures in this Atletico Madrid side, combining again to win it back. Away by Musa. Heavy touch from Lenormand. Koke, playing for the club for the 731st time tonight, extending his own record every time he pulls on the red and white.
There's a beautiful passage to play a couple of minutes earlier when Griezmann dropped into the 6th position and just started orchestrating 4, 5, 6 passes for Atletico. Probably need more of that from him. Just get a little bit of control of the ball here.
Pedri, he was just nudged as he passed that ball by Alvarez. This Lookman, still Griezmann, assesses his options, picks out Lookman, back for Griezmann, brilliant block. Garcia getting out quickly. Again overcommitting with Ruggieri.
He did well to get back there, Ruggieri. Such a front-footed defender, Ruggieri. He wants to win everything. 3 or 4 times, especially in the first leg as well. He just goes tight in your mouth, rolls him, skips by him, and just manipulates the ball.
Joao Cancelo. Lopez. Cancelo. Lopez. Away by Longley. Cleared by Koke.
Gavi made a late run into the box there, right in front of Longley. Fortunately for him, the ball was slightly overhit and Longley got something on it.
अरे वाह
Important final few minutes of a rip-roaring first half.
It's been absolutely breathtaking, superb opening half of football. Can you imagine what it's like to play in? It's been brilliant viewing for us.
Garcia stepped out to good effect there. It's the white man in the middle, Clement Turpin, the referee, so experienced. He knows when to let it flow, when to put his foot down. And he's made his own little contribution towards one of the best times we've seen this season. Cancelo. Lopez with a little backdoor cut. Having played the first ball and then gone long. Flicks one inside to Olmo. Olmo, good touch, down he goes! Looks hopefully towards the French referee, says he's not having it.
Oh, you mentioned the experience, Dave. I think he's got that one just about right. Olmo's first touch was brilliant to get away from the defender. There probably is a slight nudge in the back or contact.
Yamal toe pumps into Torres! Ferran Torres stopped by Musa! He may have had his jersey tugged as well.
Now the ball from Yamal is brilliant. There's probably a couple, you're right, there's a couple of and the take from Torres again. Does it take it in one swift movement? I think they'll look at the first one more tightly than this. Not enough in that for me. Probably was a hand on the jersey. The Olmo one. I believe there was contact in the back of Olmo. I'm just not sure how much. It's Llorente. Nah, nothing doing there. Yeah, brilliant from the referee.
Contact was more on the chest than anything, although that would have been an angle that Clement Simon Turpa was unable to see. But what a half it's been for Juan Musso. So much talk in the build-up as to whether it was time for Jan Oblak to return. Well, he's made 4 brilliant saves, vital saves in this first half.
Yeah, look, that's why these managers are elite managers. They get these decisions right. He obviously saw something in Musso in the last few games, that he was battle-hardened, he was fit, he was match-ready for a tie like this. If Oblak was in goal and he just needed a couple of minutes to steady himself.
आपस में भिड़ रहे हो
Yamal, little step outside, no one there to turn that one home.
Lamine Yamal left Rougerie for dead. Left all his teammates for dead as well because nobody could get in the box.
Lookman box himself in there, and the whistle does sound this time. Danny Olmo becoming.
Yeah, there's the angle we were probably looking for. Still not enough in it for me. There are hands on the back, but nowhere near enough force for that to warrant a penalty.
Well, Hansi Flick was furious with VAR last week for not awarding a penalty for the malfunction goal kick that Barcelona were involved in, or Atletico rather, and he'll feel that the video assistant referee has not done them any favours there either. That was how well timed the Lookman one was.
It's not an easy finish. He made it look easy, but that ball was just, look, it just bounces right in front of him. He just gets it on a half volley and pops it up over the goalkeeper.
Koundé, lovely flick from Yamal. Olmo keeps it moving for Gavi. Torres, 2 to Eva to his left. One is Fermin Lopez. He finds Cancelo. This is relentless stuff. Simeone does well, and then goes hunting the ball for a second time.
What?
Corner kick Barca. A lot of air on it, and he'd like to have that one back. You can see Koke constantly urging calm around him. He's playing Barcelona for the 42nd time in his career tonight. This was the delivery through Llorente and the finish of Lookman.
Yeah, it's just a shame that on none of the replays we saw that move from the very, very start. Ball got played into midfield and whipped around the corner. I think it was from Griezmann to get Llorente away. That was the bit that got him going.
Foul on Olmo by Koke.
Board just goes up 4 minutes. I think everybody needs to get into the changing room, catch their breath, re-strategize.
Atletico dropping into a back 5 when Barca have the ball in this position with Simeone playing almost a right back. Here's Fermin Lopez, just goes beyond him. He's saying he left it intentionally, thinking it should have been a corner. It did seem to slow his run as he got to the end line.
Yeah, the ball did seem to get a good ball for him. It's hard for the referee. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult for a referee to spot that. It's such a tiny nick. I mean, officials make mistakes. That rule, of course, in the World Cup this summer will be changed. That VAR will be intervening for decisions leading to a corner.
Nice skill from Koke. Long by Musso towards Lookman. Clever knockdown to Alvarez, and Lookman will look to get in behind Koundé here. Julian Alvarez flings one wide to his compatriot Simeone. And now the third Argentinian to the team was Molina. And now Llorente. Good challenge on him by Gavi. One back by Koke. Flurry of activity in the final few moments of the first half. Sums up the whole half, really. Griezmann, it flicks on to Lookman. Lookman on his right, blocked by Koundé.
Clear.
Simeone looking to keep it alive, he was high. And that's a foul on Cancelo, and now Barcelona look to counter-attack. Pedri, Lamine Yamal.
फिसल रहे हैं प्लेयर्स.
He's giving it away after a little slip. Finds Pedri again. Olmo.
से रेफरी बेवकूफ.
Lopez, Olmo. Molina. Griezmann. Played it early to Ruiz. His first touch had to be a good one. Outside of the mid from Koke, trying to find Lookman. Griezmann dodges the referee. Can't find Alvarez. For two teams so good at keeping the ball, possession is changing hands every few seconds here. Lopez. Olmo.
आ गए सब वापिस बेवकूफ.
Lamine Yamal. Koundé, nonchalant pass into his part.
Yeah, it's a couple of times they've got to that end line, and because of the tactics of not playing with any recognised number 9, they're playing with two number 10s with Olmo and Torres. When they do get to the end line, can't quite get in there, catch up.
There's now Cancelo. Pocket of space for Olmo to operate it. Yamal. Oh, played it through to Torres. He couldn't take it with him. Wins the free kick at the expense of Llorente, though, and this could be the final play of the first half. We remember Atletico opened the scoring at the Nou Camp with a wonderful Alvarez free kick. Well, Barcelona have one now in a very similar position.
How many times have we seen that little ball in Ove and then whipped in behind? Just got a replay here of Llorente giving away that foul. They will be devastated if this costs them. So many talented players in that Barca team. They're queuing up to take a free kick from this area. That ball again that almost got Ferran Torres away.
Well, Musso has been a very busy man in this first half. And one wonders, is his work done?
Well, it's a if you were actually to walk out and place the ball more perfectly for a free kick, this is it. It's far enough out. Then you've got time to get it up and down. Central.
Ferran Torres scored 2 at the weekend. Could he score 2.5 tonight? Looking to test Musso yet again in this first half. Not this time. And the referee gives everybody in the Metropolitano and everybody watching at home an opportunity to draw breath. What a marvellous game of football this has been so far. Barcelona, the better team. They've created so many chances, but Atletico are clean on and still very much in this. They lead still in the tie. Half-time in Madrid. It's Atletico 1, Barcelona 2.
This match is brought to you by Pepsi Max, UEFA Champions League official partner.
Please guest. लिमिट कैसे रीच हो सकती है? Are you mad, bro? खेलने दे भाई. I tried so hard, it is so far. In the end, it doesn't even matter. मुझे क्या सपने आ रहे हैं. सब जगह से बंद कर दिया है.
bench just back from injury, one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Musso doing his bit though for his team. Let's get back to the action now. Damien and Dave.
Thank you, Tommy. Well, what a wonderful first half it was. If the second half is remotely as entertaining, we are in for a treat over the next 3/4 of an hour and maybe longer. Lamine Yamal, one of the stars, and that his 11th Champions League goal, and he has now scored more goals than any other player under the age of 19, moving beyond Kylian Mbappe. And Juan Musso, another star of that first half. What will this second half hold for these two sets of players? As Koundé rises above Lookman. Here is Yamal. Pedri. Barcelona started the first half incredibly quickly.
I think Musso's going to have a massive 45 minutes. He was brilliant in the first half. I think he's going to surpass that, because the kitchen sink is coming again from Barcelona. The longer this goes, the more bodies are going to commit forward. They will not go quietly, Barca.
Pedri. Well, that defeat, 2-0 at home to Atletico, was the 195th time the side has lost the home leg in a tie by a couple of goals. Just once in the previous 194 games have they turned it around. Here's Yamal now, looking to do a huge amount for his side, because that one team was Manchester United against PSG, that famous game a few years ago under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Griezmann trying to find Simeone, and it is a lovely touch of Fermin Lopez.
He was excellent in the first half as well, Griezmann. The glimpses they got on the counter-attack, and of course the goal came from him. Just one ball, Barcelona committed too many bodies forward, and that guy has the guile, the precision, the vision, just to move it on swiftly and quicken up the counter-attack.
And he's leaving the highest level of football, still very close to being at the top of his game, Antoine Griezmann, heading to the MLS in the summer. Now aged 35. What a career he's had. World Cup winner. But one glaring omission on his CV in Champions League winners' medal. And this is final chance to do it as Koke's brought down.
You mentioned the referee too in the first half. I thought he was brilliant. An overzealous referee can insert himself into this game, flash a couple of early yellow cards, and all of a sudden then the sting is taken out of it. But he realises that there's not any bad blood between these two teams. There's just two teams that are going at it, and he's letting it flow, not brandishing yellow cards.
Yes, we see some referees getting caught up in the occasion and almost driving themselves into the limelight. Clement Turpin has no interest in being the centre of attention. Lopez trying to play one in behind towards Torres. Oh, that's a risky ball from Molina. Just enough weight on it, turned out to be a pretty good ball in the end as Griezmann, early ball to Lookman. Wide it goes to Simeone, there's a Barcelona player down. It might be. It's on that far side, not quite sure who it is as yet. Garcia perhaps.
Araujo भाई नहीं आने चाहिए बस.
Yeah, it's coming together, I would imagine, as he's coming down here in a very vulnerable position. Yeah, nothing too untoward. Maybe just knocked the wind out of his sails a little bit, but Llorente was away again down that right-hand side. The referee did him a favour by stopping it. I mentioned Molina there and said it was a good ball, and it turned out to be a good ball, but it's such a risky pass for a right back to sling one blind into the middle of the park to the left side centre back. After Longley's early mistake, he won't be thanking him for that. Thankfully he dealt with it reasonably well as we're going to get play back underway here.
Garcia has the air back in his lungs. And is now back on the field. Slightly overhit by Lenormand, for which he apologises. Yamal, Ujuri nibbling at his ankles. Arguably, David, been the quietest 5 minutes of the game so far.
Yeah, I think Diego Simeone would have been envisaging a much different half-time team talk had they not got that goal. Really trying to rouse his players. They know they've got their noses back in front. He will be ramming home that message. Hey, we're still winning. We're still at home. Everybody take a breath. Stick to the game plan. Nothing needs to change.
Good day for Yamal. Slightly cagier start to this second period. Cancelo. Here is Yamal. Gliding over the Metropolitano turf, takes a tumble. Away by Llorente. I think it's going to have to be very clear and very obvious for Clement Turpin to point to the penalty spot at some point in the game this evening.
Yeah, it looked like he was running out of options. Lamine Yamal probably was a little bit of contact and he decided to go down as he was running out of options. Referee having absolutely none of it, rightly so.
Fine tackle from Griezmann. Alvarez. Oh, he could be in here if he's got the speed to get away. Pursued by 4 Barcelona defenders. One of it just Pedri. And then Lookman gets the shot away! Oh, he had Juan Garcia worried.
I always say with Julian Alvarez, he's sneaky quick. You know, he had no right to make the ground that he did there. He had 3 or 4 Barca players level with him. But he has a powerful run, and he manages to get a bit of daylight, get his team up the pitch, checks out, finds Ademola Lookman and acres of space. He's claiming a corner, and rightly so. Deflection off. It was Eric Garcia. That's what they're capable of. Griezmann with a beautiful tackle in the middle third. And Alvarez striding away from the back 4.
Well, sort of evens it up a little. There was an incident in the first half where Barcelona should have been awarded a corner and weren't. Not that too wrong to make it right, but it all evens itself out eventually, you feel. Here is Barcelona at centre half. Gerard Martin. Garcia. Yamal. Strokes it inside for Ferran Torres. Garcia again. Yamal gets away from one tackle. He's got Cancelo with him. Turns back inside towards Olmo. Koke dabs one wide for Ujuri. Forward by Longley towards Lookman. Olmo let look over his shoulder as the ball arrives.
Seems to be ramping up again. We had that 5-minute lull you mentioned. You just feel it building now.
Yamal. All around the back for Koundé. Ujuri was beaten, tipped away by Musso. Cancelo takes it down the outside. Back in by Yamal. And Ferran Torres stopped by Musso again. And still not clear. Lookman. Musso takes centre stage again. Although he's apologising for the manner in which he cleared the first cross. Not sure he did an awful lot wrong. Cancelo again. Slides it inside to Fermin Lopez. Now Olmo. And across it goes to Gavi. Great block. And Ferran Torres gets his second. Barcelona piling on the pressure again. And it has told again. 4 goals in 2 games for Ferran Torres. And the tie is all evened up once more.
Yeah, I mentioned it was building. Simeone's looking for VAR. I'm not sure for what. Didn't see anything untoward in that. All I saw was a delicate, intricate, one-touch move. Down the right-hand side, ball gets crossed over. They recycle it, cross it in from the left. They recycle it again. Beautiful ball from Olmo. Beautiful take. Oh, there's the isn't it? Yeah, there it is. He's certainly offside. It was beautiful for Barcelona. Superb block from Lenormand, or Longley, I think it was.
Tidy finish.
From what we've seen just there, this is going to come back. Unless Rougerie at the top of the screen that somehow dropped a little bit deeper.
Well, they've been saved by Musso on multiple occasions. They need the video assistant referee to save them here. Oh, this is tense. But it certainly looked at first viewing that Torres had gained an advantage by being in that offside position. Although the shot wasn't directly towards him. Offside it is, says Clement Turpin. And it's like a goal has been scored by the home side. The crowd's reaction.
Yeah, I'm not sure Eric Garcia is complaining about. He hasn't seen the replay. It is offside. Unfortunately, from the angles that we saw there was no wide angle where we could see. Here's the first one now we are going to see. And yeah, he's offside. No doubt about it. It's a great finish.
So easy to get that sort of finish wrong. Well, do Atletico take that reprieve and build from it? Or is that a sign that Barcelona are getting on top again? Fermin Lopez, good acceleration there, but he was covered well by Lenormand. It was Longley, in fact, that he ate up the ground on that occasion. Well, he thought his side was level again. Hansi Flick. Fresh tape on the nose and the cut beneath the nose of Fermin Lopez at half-time. Delightful footwork again from him. Olmo. Straight to Simeone, who beats Olmo. And Llorente pointed to where he wanted it. Simeone couldn't put enough weight on the pass.
Yeah, just slightly under hit. Llorente's furious. It was on. He made another brilliant run from deep. You can see him still complaining about it. Here goes Yamal now.
3 different players have had a nibble at him. And eventually it's 1 nibble too many.
Twinkle toes, he's a sight to behold. And here's just a confirmation. The animation, Rougerie was the deepest, but unfortunately not deep enough from a Barcelona point of view. I think you need to get a replay of that Simeone ball because Llorente would have been through. He had the legs on Eric Garcia.
Joao Cancelo. Fermin Lopez. There's that. Actually, Gerard Martin with that ball inside to Eric Garcia. Now Koundé for Yamal. Martin again. Cancelo. Pedri. One back for Atletico by Molina. Decent ball as well to Alvarez. Now the space for Simeone, if he can get there ahead of Martin, who's quick over the ground as well.
Again, another little glimpse. When that ball turns over, there are gaps. Those gaps are going to get bigger as this tie goes on.
Dropping deep as Torres, Pedri.
Almost. No, almost.
Martin. Trying to pick out Dani Olmo, too close to Musso. Be the final game Musso plays for the rest of the season, potentially. Well, they do have the Copa del Rey final coming up this weekend in Seville against Real Sociedad, and he has been the Copa del Rey goalkeeper, so they'll surely get the start of that game as well. He's performed brilliantly tonight, and he may do it again here. Cancelo, Llorente did so well to cover the ground and deal with it. A limitless amount of energy in his engine. Gavi, Olmo is going to hit from range, and he's won a corner.
Yeah, you're right about Llorente. He's a sight to behold. Having a brilliant season, full of energy, so dynamic. Has the leg speed, the power to chew up that ground.
Desperate attempts अभी से ही क्यों अभी है 20 मिनट भाई.
Does feel limitless as energy. You're going to need it in the next 35-36 minutes, I would imagine.
It's all Barcelona, bar that Lookman shot. Atletico Madrid have not been a factor at all as an offensive force in this second half. Here's Pedri back out to Yamal. Wraps his left foot around it, cleared by Longley. Bounces between Lookman and Yamal. Oh, Yamal's taking it away! And then taking it over the end line.
That's beautiful. As that ball is coming down, if you just watch him, it looks like he's getting away from the melee. It looks like he wants nothing to do with it. And somehow he just sticks his toe in and drags the ball out with him. Just look. Ah, that's absolutely beautiful. Fortunately, just slightly overdid it. There you go, look, just separates himself. Has the presence of mind, the ability, and the audacity just to swipe that away from players.
That was almost Maradona-like with the silkiness of that touch. Barcelona players past and present. Well, this game has been a highlights reel in itself, but we will bring you the highlights of the other tie tonight after this match is over. Liverpool PSG at Anfield. Join us here on Virgin Media 2. Stay with us. And then we're back tomorrow night because, of course, we have the second leg from the Emirates Stadium as Arsenal take a 1-0 lead into their second leg against Sporting. Half-7 start for that as well here on Virgin Media 2. Torres, Olmo for Pedri.
It's just Torres in those little pockets again, just looking to at the feet. So clever, the passing lanes that he fills just to receive the ball. As we saw the goal, he's so sharp, so swift in those movements of taking the ball and creating distance between him and the defender. It's all one movement. There he is again, it's beautiful to watch.
Ferran Torres, they were closing him down from all angles. Referee considered blowing for a free kick, and he may well do now. He did allow it to unfold, in fairness to the Frenchman. Yamal. Garcia. Olmo. Yamal. What is Kumba is a decoy here.
No.
Has that ball on a piece of string and it's scooped over by Olmo. I just wonder how he manages to avoid losing control of the football.
And you know what, I have to give Ruggieri so much credit because he's got the most unenviable task of any player in world football dealing with him. He sticks to his task manfully and he plugs away and he gets his body in and he's tenacious. I mean, you're never going to win that battle. You're just trying to slow him down as much as you can. Little things like that where he gets little nicks on the ball as he's trying to go past him, just to stall his momentum, just to disrupt it a little bit. I mean, it might look like he's getting turned over, but he does really, really well.
Well, they need legs, albeit Simeone has run himself into the ground. Alex Baena and Nico Gonzalez, the two players coming in. Lookman's withdrawal a surprise, perhaps. Certainly not too offensively minded changes. There's an awful long way to go in this game. Atletico Madrid are not the sort of team that are built to soak up an awful lot of pressure. They give up a lot of chances. Barca going to make a double change of their own, but Rashford and Lewandowski strict and ready for their introductions.
Yeah, well, changes make sense. He understands what the next 30 minutes is going to be about, and you can't afford to carry anyone. I'd be surprised if Griezmann lasts a whole much longer in this game as well. As I said, you can't carry anyone. You need that freshness.
Here's Ruggieri. Takes the cross out. Garcia. Two players colliding there. Referee happy there was nothing too untoward involved. Alvarez. Baena. Oh, inside to Julian Alvarez. Looking for Griezmann. Oh, there's nobody there. Picked out a lovely bit of space, the Argentinian. But there was just green grass. As Llorente wins the throw-in.
Yeah, and it all came from Ruggieri nicking it off Yamal in that far corner. And he kept it alive very well by Baena with a beautiful little flick pass inside. Fortunately, there wasn't a whole pile of options for Julian Alvarez. He does look up, and unfortunately, Griezmann's on the penalty spot. So the pullback wasn't on, and I think it was Baena possibly at the far post. So
Llorente towards Alvarez. Gabi goes down. Struck early. First touch for Baena. A spectacular touch that would have been.
I think it's the double change for
Conde, grava aí.
right now.
Well, Gabi hadn't started in this competition.
Oh, Resi boy.
Still working his way back to full fitness. Torres scored once, thought he'd scored
Resi
twice.
boy.
He's replaced by Lewandowski. And in comes Marcus Rashford for what potentially be his final appearance in Europe for Barcelona. Still no word on his future. You could see Ferran Torres there, furious that he's been withdrawn. Good ball out. If you're of an Atletico Madrid persuasion, it was terrible from Juan Garcia. Here's Griezmann, slides it into the path of Llorente. Oh, flashes it across goal. Not quite a shot, not quite a pullback.
Again, there's not many options for him. I just wondered when the ball was slipped through, could he hit it first time early as the goalkeeper's getting set? He decides to take it on a little bit, and once he does that, unfortunately nobody can catch up. Nothing shot come cross really, but
Makunde, Koke, smacked off him by Olmo. Oh, there's more claret.
oh, that looks nasty. That looks like, that looks like something you'd see in a boxing ring. It seems to be a big gash there.
Just above the eyebrow. No doubt they'll get him taped up as well. There's been a lot of blood shed on this field tonight. The elbow in from Gavi. You can argue he's just using his elbow as leverage. Certainly nothing intentional.
Yeah, I'm not sure VAR will be looking at this. I've said it 1,000 times before, you have to use your arms for leverage. It's just an unfortunate incident. We'll give Atletico Madrid time again, 2, 3, 4 minutes, possibly even longer with the amount of blood we're seeing there.
Not a nasty cut, you can see it there. So that may need a stitch or two. But it gives you an opportunity, David, to try and set the scene for what could be an epic 20 or 25 minutes to come. This tie is on a knife edge.
Yeah, I mean, those substitutions that Barcelona made will be with an eye, obviously, of keeping the pressure up, sustained periods of pressure on the Atletico defence, but equally the substitutions from Atletico they will send a goal on the counter-attack. In fact, they'll be expecting it, because the more and more desperate Barcelona get, the more and more bodies will be committed forward. The likes of Julian Alvarez on the pitch, Soroth coming on now as well. He's been brilliant for them off the bench. I would imagine that's for Griezmann. So they will sense that there is another goal for them here to put this tie to bed. This Atletico Madrid team, I read a stat today, when leading after the first leg of a knockout European tie 22 times, they remain undefeated. We'll just get a replay there of that clash. So they know how to see out a tie. They know with a one-goal lead, that manager knows more than anyone really what it takes to see this out.
Gavi looks on at the damage that was done, unfortunately, by his elbow. Ridgely still getting treated. It's the 252nd time these sides have met competitively. And you can argue it's probably a bit as high on quality as and entertaining as any of the previous editions. Going to bring on Alexander Soroth.
And they might just hold off on that just to see and make sure everything is okay with Rougerie. I'm pretty sure it will be. The cut seems to be high enough in the forehead that bandage won't make much of a difference. So I'm pretty sure he'll just get bandaged up, fresh shirt, and then that substitute of Soroth for Griezmann will go ahead.
Simeone intensive. Gavi has been shown a yellow card for that challenge. It's the first booking of the evening, which is testament to the referee, I guess. He really has done where possible. Has tried to let the game flow. Ridgely heavily bandaged, but looks like he's going to be able to continue. As Molina gets some running instructions. These Italian defenders are made of tough stuff. Ridgely, Europa League medalist with Atalanta the season before last. I'd really love to add a Champions League medal to that. So patched up a new jersey. Almost ready to go. So Matteo Ridgely returns, and Atletico Madrid have a free kick, which they drive in, cleared by Olmo. Well, we're getting close to the point where the clock is as much of an enemy to Barcelona's hopes of progression as the scoreboard. Trying to deal with Lamine Yamal is difficult enough as it is without a bang to the head and a gaping wound above your eyebrow. Maeda's throwing. Went a long way. Oh, quickly onto it, saved by Garcia. He was driven goalwards by Robin Lenormand, and then Llorente straight at the Barca goalkeeper as well.
Yeah, it's a great save, but I cannot believe he's missed. And the goal at his mercy with a lot of time on his hands.
Here's Koke. Barcelona with plenty of men back here. Griezmann takes it away from Olmo, who brings him down. Another free kick for Atletico.
Yeah, and it all comes from a long throw. It seems to be coming very, very popular across Europe, and the ball just, oh my goodness, I cannot believe he hasn't found the net there. Listen, give the goalkeeper credit, he left his right leg there, of course, with a bouncing ball 7 yards out. To hit that straight at the goalkeeper, he should be able to get enough elevation or enough width of the goalkeeper to find the back of the net there. That is a gilt-edged chance. Will it come to ruin?
Well, that'll put the tie beyond Barca. Fantastic start from Garcia. Griezmann, another chance, and again it's headed over. But was that the long ball once more? It was. Two big opportunities for him in as many minutes.
Huge seam appeared in that Barcelona defensive line, and the ball just floated his way into him. Did seem to be under a little bit of pressure. Good effort.
Sorloth waits to come on. There's a foul there on Cancelo, and that break in the play will allow Diego Simeone to alter his personnel. Antoine Griezmann, one of the all-time greats of this club. The all-time top goal scorer. He has to wait about 15 minutes to learn whether that is his swan song in European football for Atletico Madrid.
Just going to replay this. No more effort there. It's Cancelo leaves that gap. The ball just finds its way in. That's a difficult opportunity. Seem to be stooping for it, but they'll be enthused the last couple of minutes at Atletico that there is chances there for them. It's not quite the backs to the wall effort that they were probably expecting. They are relieving that pressure. They are getting up the pitch. And they do pose a threat.
Llorente, forward by Molina. Rashford. Pedri, lovely turn. Oh, you've surrounded and outmaneuvered to the end. Molina. Llorente. Sorloth wants to play it early, and he could be away. Alexander Sorloth. Oh, this is a carbon copy of last week at the Nou Camp. The referee goes to his pocket and pulls out a yellow.
Yeah, I think. Oh, offside.
He's got away with it.
Oh my goodness! Brilliant play from Atletico. One-touch football in the middle of the park. Obviously, this will be checked on VAR because it is a huge decision. Either which way, I think Koundé was wronged. My initial instinct was Koundé was close enough. Brilliant play again. Oh, I think he's onside and by a long way too. Just have a look at Koundé's position. I think there's an argument to be made there. Obviously, Atletico will argue completely the opposite. He does seem to be through one-on-one, so the decision will be made. It's just Koundé. Is he close enough to affect it?
Well, the first protocol is, was he onside? Then they'll move on to the position of Koundé. And that will dictate whether or not it's yellow or red for Eric Garcia.
No, I think he's on, Dave. Yeah, potential red, which means they've accepted he's on. He does look he's on by a couple of yards. I think this is one where you might call the referee over. He's got a sense of the game. Leave it up to him. He might have a look at that and he makes a decision whether he thinks Koundé is close enough or not. Obviously, Atletico Madrid will decide that. It doesn't matter because Koundé's not getting there. Sorloth can hit that very, very early.
Now, we know that Koundé is one of the quickest defenders on the field. Is that a factor at all if the referee's called across to give his interpretation of what is unfolding?
Well, I think Koundé's got enough momentum. It does feel like he's getting close enough. If you're Atletico...
Here we go.
Yeah, I think this is the right decision. Let the referee make it as to whether Koundé makes an effort. If I'm an Atletico member of staff, I'm arguing that Sorloth can hit that first time and he's only 18 yards out and it's an effort on goal. Does that constitute a goal scoring opportunity? I don't know. You could say he might have to have an extra touch to get inside the 18-yard box for it to be a definite goal scoring opportunity. But look at Koundé. He's chewing up the ground. Oh, I think he gets there. If it's me, I think the yellow card suffices.
Well, he's made his decision, so he needs clear evidence to overturn it, and he has overturned it. Barcelona reduced to 10 men in both legs of this quarter-final tie. And that's what it means to Eric Garcia.
Oh, it's a tough one. It's a close one, Dave.
देख क्यों रहा हूँ इसको?
I don't think the referee's got that wrong. It's a judgment call, and he's felt that. So I've no arguments with it. If he thinks it's a red, it's a red, but it was...
The on-field decision was yellow, so the argument is, was there clear and obvious evidence that he got the decision wrong?
Yeah, to be honest, it's right on the line for me, and I have no qualms with the decision. I accept that you can make the case either way, but it is what it is, and now it just got a whole lot harder now for Barcelona.
Well, on the back of the red card decision a week ago, this man stuck the ball into the top corner. Julian Alvarez again, facing Juan Garcia. And again he's found the target, but not the same result as a week ago at the Nou Camp. 10-man Barca have to rouse themselves again to try and salvage this.
You got to give Atletico credit. They've been brilliant. Their work rate, their application is superb, and their efficiency on the counter-attack is brilliant. That move that got Sor off the way was absolutely beautiful and well worked.
Good intervention there from Nico Gonzalez. Well, if you want a measure of control of midfield, sent for Frankie de Jong, who comes in for Gavi. De Jong, who returned at the weekend, he's been out with injury in recent weeks. 7 weeks gone with a hamstring injury. So he comes in for his 33rd appearance of the campaign. Olmo inside to Rashford. Helped on to Lewandowski, no foul. Alvarez, he's been magnificent again tonight. You can see why Barcelona are big linked to him, and Sorla almost away. Good starting position this time from Garcia. Forward by Rougerie. De Jong. Off goes Rougerie. Flicks it inside. Sorla seemed to time his run well. He's only got Rougerie with him. Atletico not committing men forward this time, and it's well defended by Cancelo.
Brilliant from Rougerie. I was talking about him earlier about him being such a front foot defender. This time he times it beautifully and gets there. Bang on cue and whips it off Yamal's toe and sets him off on a counter-attack, and can't replicate his free kick from last week. Decides to go cross, goalkeeper sees it all the way. That would have had to come through the wall or down the side of it to catch out a goalkeeper like that. What a blistering game, action-packed.
Koke. Rougerie rolls it from under his studs. Not the best of deliveries though. Lenomo for Molina. Llorente. Thrown out by Cancelo.
Yeah, I mean, just one last thing on the red card is as soon as Soroff is through, if he hits that with his left foot from 19-20 yards out, does that constitute a direct, clear goal-scoring opportunity? If he has to have an extra touch, Koundé gets there. So that's the borderline bit. Is a shot from 21 yards, 22 yards out, a clear goal-scoring opportunity? I'm not so sure. Either way, it's been given now, and Barcelona are going to have to perform a minor miracle here. 83 minutes on the clock. 3-2 down in aggregate, 10 men.
Incredibly, this will be a 5th defeat in the Champions League this season for Atletico Madrid. If the scoreline was to stay as it is, and yet they'd be in the final four. Echoes of PSG's run last season. Struggled in the league phase, caught fire in the knockout stages. Pedri. Don't write off Barcelona yet, still plenty of time, probably the guts of 11 or 12 minutes.
No, I think there'll be a lot more than that, Dave. With that long injury, we had obviously the VAR check. Both teams are absolutely going to use a full complement of substitutions. We could be looking at 97, 98 minutes here. It's one thing as a player, you would be working it out. There's definitely 15 minutes to go in this game.
Well, it looks like Frankie de Jong is playing centre half, with the license obviously to step into midfield where required to get things moving. Cancelo switches the play to Koundé. He's in behind Jamal here, and now he's used, and he had the chance to hit it first time. Koundé, now Pedri. De Jong, Yamal. Picked off by Koke. And away by Rougerie. One for Sorloth to chase.
He's been brilliant, Sorloth. You know, since he's come on, he really does offer you presence at the top end of the pitch. It's a brilliant substitution to be able to make. Willing runner, strong battler. Manager's played a blinder, Diego Simeone, over this tie with the way he set him up at the Nou Camp. And of course, at home here as well.
Olmo. Ball got away from him, said the referee. Koke. The old veteran midfield looks like he's going to last the 90. And away come Atletico Madrid. Nico Gonzalez forces Alex Baena wide. Final 5 minutes. Sorloth looking to get turned. And it breaks wide eventually from Nico Gonzalez, who just swiveled on it instinctively.
Oh, it just comes in off that right line. Sorloth looking for handball. There's a little bit of screwball scramble going on in there with the ball bouncing around. The referee wants to have a look at it. Didn't see any flailing arms. Didn't see anything that was obvious. The referee concurs and we move on.
Gonzalez was sent off in the 2-1 defeat to Barcelona here 2 weeks ago. That's why he was suspended against Sevilla at the weekend. He was almost a hero there. Second ball on the pitch here. Desperate times now for Barcelona. This was the appeal for handball. He'd strike him on the fingers, Gerard Martin.
Well done, Rougerie.
He's been heroic tonight, hasn't he? And he's got in behind here, and comes Garcia.
Whether you like Diego Simeone teams or not, you can't fault their application, motivation levels, the hunger, the desire, the swagger and attitude they play with.
Marcus Rashford. Sliding in was Gonzalez. Rashford keeps it alive for Barca. Cancelo slips. Molina's been superb on the other flank. He found Sorloth. And Molina's onside. If he plays it, he's away, Molina. Big chase down by Pedri. Now Molina to seal it. Oh, he's hit it very early.
No, I thought Sorloth's ball side, they could have just been out in front of him a little bit more. It was just slightly under hit, which means he had to collect it and he lost a little bit of momentum. If that ball is 10 yards out in front of him, takes him away from, I think it was Gerard Martin, and then it's one touch out his feet and one touch hit, unfortunately. Just slightly under a hit.
Johnny Cardoso will be in next for Atletico Madrid. The USA international. He's had injury issues of his own of late. Pedri for Lyon. Barcelona, they will fight and graft for as long as there is life in this tie. And there will be for a few minutes at least. Pedri.
No, this home crowd are in full voice, roaring their team on. They appreciate the commitment that they play with. What a scalp this would be. Spanish champions to be, knocking them out of the quarter-final of the Champions League.
Keeping alive their hopes of a double of their own. Copa del Rey final this weekend.
Rougerie again.
Well, you're looking at Matteo Rougerie and his performance tonight. You think that Italy were beaten in the World Cup playoffs last month. He has still yet to be capped at senior level. They must have some incredible options in those full-back positions.
Yeah, I mean, you've got obviously the Inter Milan DeMarco playing there. It'll be tough to shift him, but on the evidence of tonight, to have the attitude to stick at the task, even though he probably feels that he's getting his backside handed to him by Lamine Yamal, but he really has come into his own in the last 10 minutes.
Okay, withdrawn, as is Dani Olmo. Well, here's a bit of a wild card. Well, they need a goal. Rooney Baraji, who has spent the vast majority of the last 2 months sitting on the bench watching on. No ball played in, and Araujo, who's gone forward for it, can't get anything on it.
I think Araujo might be staying up there for injury time. He might be a foil for Lewandowski.
Blood still seeping from the wound on the mouth of Fermin Lopez. And it's fine margins, paper thin, the difference between Sorloth being through and being flagged offside. All eyes on the forward officials. That ball was hooked over the top. Oh, Garcia just changed his mind very quickly. Taught quickly on his feet there. Foul by Rougerie. Eight added minutes.
I just wonder, are they going to have a look at that goalkeeper taking it outside the 18-yard box or not? I think it's possible they are. He hesitated, yeah, that's what they're looking at. Be interesting to see this. It might have been offside anyway, Alvarez. Oh, I think there's enough of the ball on the line there for me, Dave.
They don't have goal line technology there, obviously, but you can see.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance Alvarez might have been in an offside position anyway, but the goalkeeper there just living dangerously close.
यार स्विच क्यों गया बेवकूफ
Out wide. Yamal has moved into a central position, a bit of light relief in the end game for Matteo Rougerie. He's had his hands full all night. The header from Lewandowski is straight at Juan Musso.
Well, they're arguing the centre-backs of who's picking up who. He just goes it in between them. It's a high-quality ball in, just clears the first centre-back. Long lay and Lenormand gets around and probably gets enough on him.
Might have hit him on the shoulder here.
Yeah, I think Lenormand just makes contact with him and just nudges him.
Kunde under pressure. Gerard Martin gives it away. Molina. Baena. Edge of the area, waiting for it was Llorente. It wouldn't quite fall for him. Oh, it's been lost by Garcia. And Atletico Madrid have to scamper back. Yamal.
8 minutes, Dave. Sorry, I think we missed that. Such is the action-packed nature of this game.
Rashford is down, having been involved in a collision.
What the hell किसको पास कर रहा है मैं यूं अराहो को Let's go एक तो ये बेवकूफ
playing the Harry Maguire role up there for Barcelona. Yamal
useless Rashford useless
20-odd minutes.
Yeah, he's come over the side now, I think. Such as Rougerie's influence on it. They need to get him in the game. He's their match winner. He is their ace.
Bardaschi, the 20-year-old Swede, is on the right flank. And they've got caught up at the feet of Alvarez. He's starting to look a little bit tired. De Jong, he's given it away. Twice before they've been paired in the quarter-final of the Champions League. On both occasions, Atletico Madrid have advanced. And they're edging towards that happening a third time.
Cross.
Rashford's cross towards Araujo.
कोई है कि नहीं वहाँ पे
And forward by Baena, poor ball, head in his hands.
Oh, right, it was a poor ball. Just had to be just nudged into his path. You just got a replay here of Llorente, who is still full of running, still making the 18-yard box. I think they're asking for a pass back there. Nothing doing.
Left for the ball in towards Araujo. Oh, did he kick out there? He's apologising immediately. The referee had a very good view of it.
Brilliant defending from Molina, coming in at the back post there just to nudge him under it.
They're halfway towards negotiating these 8 minutes, Atletico Madrid. A 29-year spell without losing a knockout phase tie in their home ground is going to end, but they will not care one bit if it means they've advanced.
Oh, they've shown great character after the start, especially with Longlay's early mistake.
Given away by Sorloth. Yamal.
I'm
Trying
foul.
to do too much of it on his own, Jamal.
जल्दी बॉल ले,
Foul
बॉल
though.
ले.
Kunde. Is there still to be late drama? What has
Cross.
been a fantastic
Cross.
two-legged tie. Baranji,
Cross it.
Pedri, Juan Martin for Frankie de Jong. Curls it in hopefully. Musso comes and claims. It's going to be a huge goal for Diego Simeone for the semi-final first leg against either Liverpool or PSG as to who starts in goal. All Black, world class, and has been for a decade at this club, but the form of Musso cannot be overlooked.
It's a nice problem to have as a manager. Two goalkeepers that are playing really, really well. All Blacks 10 years of service, I'm sure, will trump Musso's form in the last number of weeks. But it's still a beautiful thing.
He's overcommitted there, Ruggieri. Badanji looking to become the hero.
No.
Deflected.
Messi.
And Llorente clears.
Of course it's Llorente. Of course it's him. It could only be him. That man has been everywhere in both boxes. He was pushing 5 minutes ago in the 6-yard box, and there he is in his own 6-yard box.
Well, Diego Simeone has led this side to some famous victories down the years. Man who's been part of so many successes with this club since his appointment 15 years ago. He's had to build the team all over again. Curled in by Badanji, the header is over! What a chance for Araujo! And doesn't he know it?
I think Ramon just gets in. Oh, maybe not. That is a kill-dead chance. Can't keep it down. 5 yards out. Anthony Flicks thinks that might have been their chance. Musso telling them, stay up, stop dropping into the 6-yard box.
Ronald Araujo with a glorious opportunity to send us to extra time. Barca will wonder how they've only scored twice tonight. They've created so many chances. 11 years since their last European Cup triumph. And they may have to wait at least another 12 months. Jules Koundé though, there's still time, albeit very little of it.
I love it. Boyena. Second ball on the pitch, referee choosing to let it play. He stopped it earlier when one came on by the 18-yard box. It is the referee's discretion as to whether he feels it's interfering or not. None of the ball boys are in a hurry to take it off.
Pedri.
Cross.
Gets around by Aina.
Araujo
with the knockdown. Musso calls it away. The referee will be the centre of attention because it's up to him now. There it is! A famous defeat for Atletico Madrid. They've been beaten on the night, but that fact will slip the minds of many an Atletico Madrid fan very quickly. Barca have come and left with the victory, but they have lost the war. It's been an incredible 2 legs. Barcelona will feel they had more than enough chances to win it by 3 or 4 tonight, but every Diego Simeone side has stout and they have backbone, and they have shown it in spades this evening by refusing to go on.